John, anyone investing in a wine unit already cares about preservation, but what most people don't realize is just how many things can quietly go wrong without ever setting off an alarm. Because unlike food, wine doesn't give you the visible signs when it's been compromised. It just ages badly, quietly, and subtly until it's too late to fix. And that's why the smartest reviews aren't the ones complaining, they're the ones asking better questions, like this one.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart review because it points out two things that the average shopper doesn't even probably really even know that they need to worry about, which is light damage and movement. In previous episodes, we've covered temperature and humidity as part of the four pillars of wine preservation, but honestly, neither one of those things is going to mean much if your wine's being exposed to UV and these constant micro vibrations. These are really the silent killers of wine preservation and the ones that not too many people really even know to look for. So if we start with UV, wine, as we know, is super light sensitive, and ultraviolet rays, especially in that 300 to 400 nanometer range, trigger chemical reactions inside the bottle that are going to break down flavor molecules. But it's also going to accelerate the aging process for you. This is going to be especially brutal on your whites and your rosés, but honestly, even reds can be compromised with enough exposure. And the catch here is most wine coolers have these glass doors, and most of these doors are clear. Some of them might be tinted, but that's just for style purposes. And while we have the LED lights on the inside and they might look cool, they don't block out UV. So true protection is actually going to require either low E coated glass, low E standing for low emissivity, or triple pane construction, which you're seeing out there more and more, that has a UV blocking laminate layer. A lot of times they're using argon gas in between the panes. And if it doesn't say UV protection, it probably doesn't have it. And in a well-lit kitchen or a bar, that's going to add up fast. And when we talk about vibration, the entire premise of wine, as we know, in terms of aging gracefully, is stability. But most of these under-counter units are using low-cost compressors that are going to really cycle on and off pretty harshly, and you're going to feel that in the chassis. So even when it sounds quiet, that cabinet could still be transferring these subtle vibrations to the bottles themselves. And the reason why this matters so much is vibration is going to keep sediment suspended in the wine. It's also going to disrupt the polymerization of tannins and acids, and it's really going to flatten out the flavor profile over time. You know, all that really to say that in short, it messes with the structure of the wine. So the best wine units that are out there are going to counter all of this with shock absorbing shelving or rubber compressor mounts, or the best ones even use insulated cabinet builds that are going to keep that movement away from the interior altogether. So if it's not isolated, it's not being preserved. And here's what your customer needs to know. Two words: still and dark. Still and dark, all of these units are still and dark, not because it just looks cool, it's because it's actually functional, because that is how real wine preservation works.